Congratulations to West Ham United who officially won the Europa Conference League Final, man. I'm actually so happy for them. Now, obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not a West Ham fan, but I have no animosity towards West Ham whatsoever. I want them to win this competition. And look, for a team in England to win a European competition, right, that's not a big name club. Like, you know what I mean? Like a Manchester United, Liverpool, for example. And see West Ham win it. What a day for their fans. I'm so happy for them, genuinely. I couldn't be prouder of West Ham United. And they dug in here. This was a really good European performance because they weren't the better team today. I think even West Ham fans would agree that Fiorentina were the better team. They dictated the tempo, but they stayed in the game, West Ham United. And when their chances came, boy, did they take it, man. Boy, did they take it. All right, Jared Bowen, man, what a player. What a player, Jared Bowen. Big-time player as well because we've seen players, for example, like Mikel Antonio, have a really good chance, one-on-one chance, same as Bowen, and fluff his lines. But Bowen, in that position, slots it away. Coolest man on the pitch. What a finish by him. And brilliant overall display by West Ham United, man. Like I said, not the better footballing team, but they dug in there and they did exactly what the doctor ordered, man. Stayed in the football game. And when chances came, they took them. And they took them well. Brilliant, brilliant performance. What a pass by Paqueta, and Bowen wins it. Unreal. Exactly, Luke, man. Exactly. Paqueta as well. Look, I was very critical of Paqueta, to be fair, this game, right? Because I'm expecting a lot more from him. Look, I'm not a massive fan of Paqueta, to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know how he makes the Brazil starting lineup. But to be fair, towards the end of the season, he's been playing quite well for West Ham. And this is the type of game that he should relish, man. Playing that attacking midfield position, getting on the football, and being that creator. He wasn't doing enough for me. He wasn't getting on the ball enough. But that pass, brilliant, man. Chef's kiss, unbelievable pass. And Bowen, like I said before, man, Antonio had a similar chance literally 10 minutes earlier, couldn't put it away, but Bowen does exactly the right thing, man, exactly the right thing. Cool as a cucumber, slotting it past the goalkeeper, brilliant. Those West Ham fans are so ridiculous for that, bro. They literally threw stuff at the Fiorentina player. Yeah, you're right. And no wonder that beer is banned inside the actual like pitch part of the stadium. So you can have it outside, but as soon as you enter to your seat, you have to put the beer cups away in English grounds, and that's why, because they're just launching cups at the players, man. That was poor from the West Ham fans, really poor, man. Like you don't need to do all that, like throwing vapes and throwing cups. I thought I was watching a Turkish team play, man. Like when I watch my home country Turkey play, like I watch Beşiktaş, Fenerbahçe and all that, man. That's the type of stuff I see. Oh man, but like I said, look, of course the player, he drew blood from the player's head. You never want to see that. You never want to see a player get physically hurt like that. But he took it well, to be fair. He took it well, the player, man. They bandaged him up nicely and the game was able to continue, which was good. Big up West Ham. They have a good team. Look, this is the thing, man. West Ham, big up their performance. This kind of type of performance makes me feel like West Ham are a European team, you know? You know, like certain teams have like luck in European competitions and certain teams don't. This is the type of performance when you can sit there and go, you know what? Maybe West Ham are a European team. Genuinely, because they've been crap this season, man. Absolutely crap. West Ham fans will be the first to say, in the league, they've been absolutely shocking, man. They couldn't get a win for their lives. Many were saying they're not going to get relegated. But when it comes to the Europa Conference League, they turn it up. They turn up and they're beating teams that are good, man. Look, Fiorentina are no scrubs. Their manager's a decent manager and their teams look pretty good as well. But West Ham turned up today. Yes, they weren't the better footballing team. I think even their own fans will admit that. But they stuck to their guns. They played really well defensively. Fiorentina going into this game had scored the most goals in the Europa Conference League. But they defended really well. They limited Fiorentina to nothing. Yes, they had the ball. Yes, they had the possession. But were there any clear-cut chances from Fiorentina? Because I don't think there was, to be honest with you guys. It was West Ham, if anything, creating more of a threat on the counter-attack. I do think in the first half, West Ham would do well to defend deep, but they weren't doing enough on the counter-attack. There was no ball retention. Look, when you're starved of possession, right, it's not always the end of the world. You can win a football game having less possession, but it's what you do with the ball. And I think in the first half, West Ham were really poor with the football. I have to be completely honest with it. I think David Moyes will even admit it in his post-match press conference if he wants to analyze the first half. Antonio, Bowen, you're looking at Benrahma, Paqueta. When they got the ball in the first half, they weren't doing anything. It wasn't sticking to them. It was just bouncing off them. And that's what it was, wave after wave of attack from Fiorentina. Like I said, Fiorentina weren't creating any chances in the first half, really, but it was relentless pressure. West Ham weren't getting any breathing space, to be completely honest with you guys. But in the second half, it all changed, man. Suddenly you saw West Ham with the ball stick to them a little bit more. Antonio threw his body about a bit more. Antonio was sticking the ball to him and playing off to others. He was actually being more of an actual proper target man striker, like David Moyes was wanting him to do so. And it all feeds off that, man. It's all about little victories in football. Like the marginal gains all add up and stack up to you winning a football match. If you see Antonio winning his 50-50 battles, if you see Declan Rice winning his 50-50 battles in midfield, if you see Emerson, who, by the way, I thought had a brilliant game at left back, Emerson, man, unbelievable game. If you see him win his 50-50 battles, it gives the team confidence. They start to push up the pitch and move a bit more. Do you get what I mean? Like if you look at the goal for West Ham, right? It was against the runner play. Fiorentina were the better team. One long throw in, and then you got Bowen who chests it down. The defender punches the ball for some reason. I don't know what he's doing, man. It is a penalty. I know it's not what he wanted to do. I knew it was accidental, but it is a penalty. He moves his hand towards the football. You got to look at it and go, it's a penalty, but that's exactly what West Ham would have wanted, man. Exactly what they would have wanted. That's their game plan. Defend deep, defend well, and hit him on the counter attack and get chances from that side. And that's exactly what they did. Brilliant. And what a penalty by Benrahma as well, man. Pressure penalty, stepped up and scored it. And that whole stadium erupted. Genuinely, it erupted, man. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It was brilliant. Brilliant, man. Massive congratulations to West Ham. Yeah, congrats West Ham. Exactly, Luke. No offense to you since you're an Arsenal fan. I'm an Arsenal fan. Anyone else is interested? That's why I'm wearing an Inter Milan top, because I'm hoping and praying on Saturday that Inter Milan beat Man City, man. I'll be streaming a reaction to that game as well on the chance. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Drop a like down below and subscribe to my road to 3,000 subscribers. And yeah, I appreciate everyone that's tuning in as always. Let me know your thoughts on live chat if you're new around here. But West Ham has more trophies than Arsenal. Yeah, I know. This season, West Ham got more trophies than Arsenal. What can I say, man? I'm so happy with Arsenal's season. I think we had a good season overall. But look, for West Ham, I guess we can review it, because this whole season, right, I've been reviewing West Ham games. And I've been saying, is it a good season? Is it a bad season? I was like, let me wait until the Europa Conference League finishes. I have to say, this is a brilliant season for West Ham. They avoided relegation. They've got Europa League football next season because they won the Europa Conference League. And they've added the European trophy. This is look, West Ham is a team, just like the other teams like Brentford, Brighton, yeah? No matter how good they do in the league, they get starved of trophies. This isn't a team that wins trophies season in, season out. This might be the first time these West Ham fans have won a trophy in their lifetime. And some of them might be kicking 40, 50 years old. You know what I mean? So you got to look at it and go, brilliant, man. It's a night they'll never forget, especially the young fans in the stadium as well. Unbelievable. So I have to say a massive congratulations to West Ham United. And like I said, they look like a European powerhouse team. That's what West Ham look like. Now, when I say European powerhouse, I don't mean like a powerhouse that wins it year in, year out, but a team that's like a cup team in Europe, because West Ham fans will agree with me. In the Premier League, they've been crap this season. Absolutely crap. They couldn't defend for their lives. They couldn't attack for their lives. They were the whipping boys for the majority of their Premier League. They didn't really turn it up towards the end of the season when they actually relegation became a possibility for them. But in the Europa League and Europa Conference League, they do all right. Even last season, they made it to the semi-final, I want to say. So in European competitions, West Ham do all right. Maybe it's their system. It sets up, it suits them in European matches. But I have to say, congratulations, man. Because look, this game, Fiorentina were the better team, I do believe. I do believe they were the better team. But West Ham stuck to their guns and stuck to their game plan. And everyone played really well. Like, genuinely, there was not a West Ham player that dropped below 7 out of 10 performance. It was all really good. They all stuck to their game plan. They all put in a shift. They all fought for each other, defended for each other, attacked for each other. And in the end, they got exactly what they wanted, coming away with a victory. And what a better feeling than last-second winner by Jared Bowen, man. What a better feeling. It smells like burnt wood here because of the wildfires. The sky's all yellow here. Oh, man. Luke, I hope it's not too bad. Yeah, I hope it's not too bad over there, my friend. I rate West Ham season 8 out of 10. They avoided relegation and won UEFA Europa Conference League. I'm giving it 9 out of 10, you know. I was harsh earlier because I said, look, this is the thing about West Ham, right? They've won Europa Conference League, but have they progressed as a football team? That's what I wanted to find out. Because the season before they won the Europa League, season before that they were finishing 7th, like basically 8th in the top half of the table. So expect them to progress and kick on and maybe be the team that can dent the big six in that sense. But they took a massive step back this season domestically, finishing in the bottom half of the table. So as a team, they look like they've got worse, but they've sacrificed all that to win a trophy. And many will say it's worth it. It's worth it. You've won a trophy. Football's about trophies. Whereas if you look at Brighton, for example, haven't won a trophy this season, but you can tell that team's progressed. They've got better under De Zerbi. They've gone from mid-table finish under Potter to an even better finish under De Zerbi, getting Europa League football. Both have had really good seasons, but whose season would you rather have, Brighton or West Ham United? That's the real question. West Ham, they've won a trophy, man. They've won a trophy. And it's a day that fans will never forget. Never, ever forget. Man City's going to win the Champions League 3-1. I hope not. I do think they'll win the Champions League, but I hope not, man. Please, Inter Milan. Please, I'm praying. Don't let Man City do the treble, man. So not sure they were the best team today, but West Ham won. That's the main thing. Exactly, Jeff. Exactly what I said. I thought Fiorentina were the better football team overall, but West Ham really stuck to their game plan well. And you can't begrudge them that at all. Because David Moyes came into this game and he set up his team exactly how he wanted. Sit back, defend, and play on the counter-attack. This whole tournament, they've made it to the final, playing with less possession on average. West Ham know they're not going to pass teams out the park. It's not their forte. But what they can do is defend well and then launch the ball up to Antonio, who can use his body, use his presence up front as a target man, and then link off him to play Jared Bowen, side Benrahma, Paqueta. Get those playmakers, those maestros on the football. Like I call those type of players the Da Vinci footballers. You know what I mean? Those players that make something happen, the real artists in the team. And then play off that. That was their game plan. It worked a treat. In the first half, like I said, it wasn't good enough. Defensively solid. I think they've always been delighted with their defensive setup. They hadn't conceded a shot on target. But when the ball got launched up to Antonio, to Paqueta, to Jared Bowen, to Side Benrahma, the ball didn't stick to them at all. Not one bit. it was just bouncing off them, and then it was wave after wave of attack. And you can't have that, man. You got to have some kind of presence up front. Even if it is a bit of respite for your team, that's enough. Just someone that can take away the pressure from the defense. And look, the best form of defense is attack sometimes. You know what I mean? Just get the ball up the other side of the pitch. And I think West Ham took a little bit of time to grow into the game. But in that second half, the goal really changed it for them. I think when Benrahma got that goal from the penalty spot, I mean, he will say a fortunate penalty. I think it is a penalty in my opinion. The rules are clear as day. We saw the same thing in the FA Cup final, a similar kind of situation. Although many will say this was a more obvious penalty. That's the rules. That's how it is. And then you got to look at it and go, that's what it is, man. They got the penalty and they grew off that. They grew off that. When you're playing a defensive style, right, you're going to get goals from set pieces, counterattacks, and penalties. That's how you're going to get it. Like, you're not going to pass them out the park, man. That wasn't West Ham's game plan. And they grew off that. And look, to be fair, I have to credit West Ham again because when Fiorentina scored, I genuinely thought, oh, that's it, man. I think it's going to be a long day for West Ham. Because Fiorentina would have had all the momentum. West Ham would have got the goal. And then that goal back from Fiorentina literally 5 minutes later would have sucked all the air out of the West Ham fans. All the air out of them. Because they were erupted, man. It was like a madhouse in there. And then, but West Ham hung in there defensively and still managed to get some chance on the counter-attack. And what a goal from Bowen, man. I thought Fiorentina were the better team overall too. First half and second half was good for them. Just unlucky. That's disappointing for them losing 2-1 in the Coppa Italia and now the Europa Conference League 2-1-2. Yeah, man, that's it. That's the thing, man. Football's such a marginal game, right? Like, you could have a brilliant season. Like, look at Liverpool last season, right? They made the final for all 3 competitions they were in and took the Premier League to the final day, but they came away with winning 2 trophies, the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. And you got to look at it and go, football's so unfair sometimes. Like, Liverpool were 360 minutes away from doing a quadruple. Literally, they were 360 minutes away from doing a quadruple. 90 minutes in 4 matches. It's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. West Ham, at the end of the day, they got the result. That's all that matters. See you, and I appreciate you on the stream. The commentator for Bowen's goal copied Brian Moore's commentary for the goal. Michael Thomas got to get in Anfield 89. It's up for grabs now. Yes, and I said the exact same thing to my dad who I was watching the game with. I was like, oh, Thomas going through here, charging through here. It's up for grabs now. Thomas. It was the same thing. You're 100% right, man. 100% right. Big up Jared Bowen as well. And this is the thing, right? I know Jared Bowen's a baller. And I'll tell you how I know he's a baller, right? Antonio had the chance about 10 minutes ago. When Antonio was through, I had no confidence he was going to score. Like, I genuinely didn't even get off my seat because I was like, nah, he's not scoring. When Bowen went through, I knew he was going to score. I felt it in my bones. And that's when you know you're watching a good footballer. Anyone that's watching this stream cannot disagree with me in this, yeah? When you watch a player go through, you know in your heart whether you believe they're going to score or not. It's just certain players have it. Like when you saw someone like Timo Werner go through for Chelsea, you knew he was going to miss. Let's be real about it. He instilled you with no confidence. But when other players go through, like the likes of the Haalands, for example, you look at them, you just know they're going to score. You just feel confident in them scoring. And that was me and Jared Bowen in this moment. Like I said, Antonio was through 10 minutes earlier, and I was like, nah, no chance he's scoring. I think he was offside anyway, his chance. When Jared Bowen went through, I knew he was going to score. I just felt it in my bones. So I've got that confidence in Jared Bowen in key moments to step up and score goals. Brilliant goal, man. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, the West Ham fans went potty, and rightly so, man. That's a day he'll never forget. He can tell his kids and potential grandkids about that moment. I know you are hoping and expecting that Rice will be with Arsenal next year. But I have to say, he never really impresses me. I just don't notice him. Well, here's the thing, right? Arsenal, get on the door to Declan Rice. Let him have his fun tonight. But tomorrow, I want Arsenal to get on the phone to Declan Rice, man. That's the other reason I was really excited for this game. Now, I hear you, because I don't think Declan Rice was amazing this game. But the thing about Declan Rice is he's proved over a long enough sample size that I believe he's a real top player in this game, man. Real top player. He's a man that dictates tempo. I genuinely do think so. And not just dictate tempo in terms of on the ball. His presence is calming. Like, when he sits in front of that back four, right, as a CDM, you got to look at that player as being one of the most calming players on the pitch. They can never lose their head because they receive the ball in such dangerous areas. With their back to goal and getting pressed. If you've got an erratic player there, you're going to concede chances and you're going to concede goals. The CDM has to be the coolest man on the pitch sometimes. And Declan Rice is that. He exudes confidence. He gets the ball and he's calm. And he calms down the whole team. He's a real leader. And I do think Arsenal need leaders like West Ham, like Declan Rice. Look, I agree that 19+ million might be too much for him, especially with 1 year left in his contract. But that is what the market price is. The market price has been dictated by clubs like United and Chelsea, who spent well over the odds for certain players. So that's what you got to do now. You just got to spend that type of money, man. And Declan Rice, for me, I think would be a brilliant incoming for Arsenal. Brilliant incoming. I'd like to see him get transitioned to that Xhaka role personally. That's what I'd love to see. And that's what I think Arteta is trying to do with him, if I'm genuinely honest with it. But either way, I think he'd be an absolutely brilliant signing for Arsenal. I like that commentator who just commentated the game on Paramount Plus. He's English because he sounds like he is. I'm not sure. To be fair, the BT Sport commentators are dry, man. They're dry. I'm not a massive fan of them whatsoever. I think the Sky Sport commentators are all right. I think Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher are good. Martin Taller's a bit of a dinosaur, to be completely honest with you guys. My favorite is Peter Drury. No one can beat Peter Drury, man. That guy is the GOAT when it comes to commentating. unbelievable commentator. He's literally just Shakespeare. He's literally Shakespeare when it comes to football. So Peter Drury, get him on English TV, man. Get him on Sky. Get him on BT. Peter Drury to England, man. Make it happen. Take him off these American or Bayan channels. They're about to present the trophy. Big up to West Ham. I've recorded the game on BT Sports. So I'm going to watch the trophy ceremony after I'm done with the stream, to be completely honest with you guys. Moyes better than Arteta. Arsenal, Alex, appreciate you on the stream, but come on, brother, man. I know you're with your Arteta out agenda from early. Nah, come on, bro. Come on. Let's be realistic now, man. But big up David Moyes, because he engineered his team and he navigated them to a European trophy, man. And you got to commend the man for that, because David Moyes has gone through the wars this season. He has, man. Like, I don't think there's been a man that's been more ridiculed than David Moyes this season. Genuinely. Like, he's been through everything. The whole turmoil with the fans turning against him at times, fighting relegation. I genuinely believe it, and I said it earlier. I think their European Conference run has saved David Moyes' job. I said it from earlier. I said the only reason he's in his job is because of how I would have done the Europa Conference League. That's what saved them. And it's all paid off in the end. Like, every story is a happy ending. I guess that's what they're going to say, right? And that was West Ham's story this season. Happy ending for them, man. Not a brilliant season throughout, but it ends on such a high note for them, able to win the Europa Conference League. And what a journey for their fans as well, man. What a journey. And to win it in last second with Jared Bowen as well, in a game that you were, in my opinion, the second best team. You weren't better than Fiorentina on the pitch. To still manage to win that game, bring a European trophy to your fans. For some of those fans, the last trophy in their life. Maybe, and Declan Rice, who's potentially going to leave the club this summer, for him to, as a captain, lift the trophy and end his West Ham career on a high. It's just brilliant, man. It's a fairy tale story. Like, Hollywood, your script is done for you, my friends. The script is done for you, man. Moyes a legend. Big up David Moyes, man. I've got massive respect for David Moyes as well. Let me just say this, actually. I'm gonna have a little talk about David Moyes, because I watched his Diary of a CEO podcast with Stephen Bartlett. Big up Diary of a CEO, by the way. Unbelievable podcast. And he said in there, right, he talked about his time at Manchester United. Many of you will remember his time at Man United. Some of you won't. He went to Man United as soon as Sir Alex Ferguson left. And Sir Alex Ferguson was the one that wanted David Moyes. He went to David Moyes and he called him and get David Moyes to come to Sir Alex Ferguson's house. And he said, I want to be the next player at Man United. And David Moyes took the job. Because it's Man United. Of course you're going to take the job, right? It's the biggest club in England. But it didn't go his way. And to be fair, I think any manager would have been set up to fail in that position. Look, managing Manchester United is not for the faint-hearted. We've seen Jose Mourinho get sacked there. We've seen Louis van Gaal get sacked there. Like, we've seen big-time managers not survive the Manchester United job. It is a brutal, brutal position. It's a very excruciating position to be in. And David Moyes didn't do well there, and he got sacked. And to be employed and chosen by Sir Alex Ferguson to be his successor and get sacked, it'll hurt you. It'll hurt you. But what David Moyes did, he did the right thing. He went and he rebuilt his career a little bit. He went and he got his confidence back. And he's gone full circle now. And that's the thing about life, right, man? I always do believe this in life. Football's just like anything else in life. You will always get opportunities if you don't stop trying. If you never stop trying, you'll get opportunities, man. Because after that Man United job, it could have really hurt David Moyes. Because he did really well at Everton. Not a lot of people remember. To be fair, it was when I first started watching football, to be honest. I'm only 21 years old. But David Moyes at Everton was brilliant. He was doing really well there. He was punching above his weight for that Everton team. He got the upgrade to that Man United job. He's worked so hard his whole life at Everton. Got the Man United job. Brilliant step up in his career. And it didn't quite go the way he planned out. Didn't quite go how he envisioned. And he got sacked. It really hurt him. It really knocked his ego down a pedestal. And it probably tore him apart. But he didn't stop trying. He got his job back. He rebuilt his confidence bit. Went to West Ham United. He's now delivered that team a European trophy. And his first European trophy in his life. So you got to commend the man. Massive respect to David Moyes. And massive respect to any manager that does this, man. Because there's some managers as well that have gone through a similar fate. You just have to look at, for example, someone like Brendan Rodgers, right? Went to Liverpool, didn't quite work out. Then he went to Celtic, rebuilt his confidence again. Unai Emery was at Arsenal, didn't work out. The media mocked him, lost the dressing room, the whole good evening situation. Went back to Spain, rebuilt his career a little bit, won the Europa League with Villarreal. Now back at Aston Villa, and he's tearing it up. So the thing about managers is, right? One club does not define you. It doesn't define you one bit. You can be the perfect manager, but the wrong manager for that club. Do you get what I mean? It doesn't define you as a person. It doesn't define you as a manager. I think David Moyes did the right thing. Man United wasn't the right manager for it. Wasn't the right position for him. He wasn't quite ready for that step up for a big job like that. But he's come back to West Ham now. A slightly smaller, well, I say slightly smaller. It is a smaller club than Man United. Still a big club, but a smaller club than Man United, way smaller. And he's really rebuilt his confidence in his career. So I have to give him the utmost credit. Mali, I appreciate your stream. Hope you're doing well. Doing very well, thank you. This cup is not something to be proud of. Nah, come on, Malia, man. Come on. It's West. They won a European trophy, man. Like I said, look, if Arsenal win it, I'm not going to be excited. If Man United, Liverpool win it, it's probably not exciting. But for West Ham to win the Europa Conference League, this is their Champions League, man. Like, actually, I was having this conversation actually with my dad. So let me know in the live chat. What would you rather win, the Europa Conference League or the Carabao Cup? For me, I'd rather win the Europa Conference League. Both of them are bums, in my opinion. But as an Arsenal fan, I'd rather win the Europa Conference League. But yeah, let me know in the live chat. What would you rather win, the Europa Conference League or Carabao Cup? But yeah, I appreciate it for Arsenal fans, for Man United fans. It's not the be-all and end-all, is it? It's a Tin Pot Cup. But for West Ham United, this is their Champions League, man. This is their European Cup. I let them celebrate it till the end of time, in my opinion, man. Celebrate all night, man. I'm proud of them. It's a third-rate club. Yeah, it's a third-rate club. Yeah, I get your opinion, but come on, man. I'll say it again. It's up for grabs now. It is, man. Up for grabs indeed. Bravo to David Moyes, 100%, man. Big up David Moyes. He can keep his job now. Yeah, he can. Their first trophy since the FA Cup in 1980. The team they beat in the final that year. Yeah. Well, yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, you're right. That's the thing, actually. Yesterday, me and my friends at university during lunchtime were doing. Those who don't know, there's a website called Sporcle. It's a sick website. It's called Sporcle. You can do quizzes on there. Me and my friends yesterday were doing trying to get every single FA Cup winner of all time. Like, genuinely, it was so fun. We're just trying to lift off teams that won all the FA Cups. And I remember seeing West Ham, and I was like, rah, like they might have a chance to break it tomorrow. Their whole barren run of winning a trophy in 40 or so years, and they've done it. So congratulations to them. Get the likes up, 100%. If you're new on this as well, make sure you subscribe. My next reaction is on Saturday for a massive, massive game between Inter Milan and Man City. Come on, Inter Milan. I'm not even an Inter Milan fan. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I don't want Man City to do the treble. So I'm an Inter Milan fan momentarily. And this is funny because I was an AC Milan fan when AC Milan were playing Inter Milan. I've got an AC Milan shirt as well. I've got Rafael Leao on the back. But now it's the Inter Milan time, man. Come on, Inter. Just don't let Man City do the treble, man. So yeah, if you're new around here, subscribe, hit the likes, Malia said. And look, if you feel like donating as well, feel free, man. But don't feel obliged to at all. I just appreciate anyone that tunes in anyway. This content is completely free, man. Completely free for you guys. I just hope you enjoy it. Man United are a relic. Now, you can't say that, man. They're coming back now. United, look, United are going to have a title charge next season. I'm calling it now. They're not evolved since Sir Alex Ferguson. You could say that, but I think Sir Alex Ferguson was kind of papering over the cracks a bit for Man United. Manchester United, to be completely honest with you guys, they are back. I said it from early this season. There's a video on my channel earlier this season. I said Man United can compete for the title. Yes, and I released this, by the way, before people were saying Man United win a title race. Like, I released it ages ago. I'm talking like October, November. I released that video on my channel. It might be December, actually. I don't want to catfish you guys. But yeah, I called it from early. And let's be honest, Man United were challenging for the title until January without a striker and, for me, an incompetent goalkeeper. So if you look at it, if United get a proper striker in, like a Harry Kane or Victor Osimhen, they get a proper goalkeeper in, like Mike Mannion or Onana for some reason, why can't they challenge for the title, man? Why can't they? Una maglia di merda. Luca Rico, I appreciate you on the stream. Please, can you translate for me, man? Please, can you translate? I don't understand. But you got AC Milan in your what's it called? In your bio. So I'm guessing you want Man City to win the Champions League, right? I went to Milan actually in Easter. I went to San Siro. Unbelievable stadium. The San Siro is my favorite ever stadium I've been to. It is so good, genuinely, man. Unbelievable stadium. Like, it holds 80,000, but genuinely, I felt like it held 100,000. Because I've been to Old Trafford, I've been to Anfield, I've been to the Emirates, right? And Emirates, to be fair, it looks bigger than 60,000. But when I went to Old Trafford, right, it holds 75,000, but genuinely, I felt like it held about 60. It looks smaller. But San Siro looked like a massive, intimidating stadium. Unbelievable, man. It's an absolute powerhouse football. I can't believe they're knocking it down. Can't believe it. Europa Conference League, yeah. Forza City. Well, there we go, man. You're a City fan. Luca, appreciate you joining the stream. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope to see you on Saturday as well, man. When hopefully this team wins it. Come on, Inter Milan. Brian, appreciate you joining the stream. Are you watching Arsenal trophy? Are you watching Arsenal didn't win a trophy, man? Are you trying to mock me or something? Are you trying to banter me or something? I'm gonna watch the trophy lift for West Ham after this stream is done. I've recorded the game on BT Sport. Arsenal, my team needs to win a trophy next season, bro. Arsenal, win me a bloody trophy next season. This season, I'm proud of the effort. Genuinely, I am. Like, the progress we made, we've gone up leaps and bounds. But please, please bring me a trophy next season, man. Please, Arsenal. I want a parade, bro. I want to go to a parade. I want to go there in my Arsenal shirt to a parade. Come on, man. Rather than the Europa Conference League, get the Europa the following year. I agree. Europa Conference League or Carabao Cup, I'm going Europa Conference League. I'm looking forward to Saturday night. Myself as well, man. Coming into Milan. Don't let Man City do the treble. But I think Man City will do it. I can't lie. Congratulations, West Ham. Decent second half. First half was ball fest. 2 final defeats for Fiorentina. Got to hurt. Yes, and the other thing is, right? The thing with West Ham United, with Fiorentina and now Roma as well. All three Italian teams have made each of the finals of the European competitions, and both Italian teams have lost it so far. Can Inter Milan break the curse? Or is it going to be 3 Italian teams in 3 European finals and all 3 lose? Who knows, man? Who knows? Come on, Inter. Come on, man. It came just in time, by the way. I told you guys about 2 weeks ago, I ordered the Inter Milan shirt. It's come just in time. It came today, actually, or yesterday. I can't remember. Either today or yesterday. Through the post. Come on, Inter Milan, man. But yeah, I agree. I think the first half, the thing was right. West Ham's game plan was to defend. That was their game plan throughout the whole match. The reason the first half was so boring, right, is because West Ham had no outlet. Like, Antonio was meant to be the outlet, but the ball just didn't stick to him whatsoever. He went up to him and he just bounced off him like he's a trampoline. In the second half, the game actually became more of a contest because I guess David Moyes gave him a bollocking at half time because the ball actually went up to Jared Bowen, to Antonio, to Benrahma, and the ball actually stuck to them. Like, they actually fed off those players, which was about damn time, man. And that's how West Ham got their joy. Nice Inter-shirt. I appreciate it, Tommy, man. I appreciate it. Harry Kane is off to Real. Yeah, I think so. Oh, okay, there we go, man. You actually reminded me. Transfers. The second half of this stream is going to be talking about all the transfers that happened because some massive transfers happened, man, today. You're talking about Bellingham. You're talking about Lionel Messi, Guerrero to Bayern Munich, and all the other transfer rumors. Anyone hasn't checked out the videos on my channel, feel free to check it out. But this stream as well, I'll be talking about all the transfer moves because I can't make a video on all these players, man. Like Bellingham, Messi, etc. And the time's passed now. The deals are done. They move so rapidly. So yeah, this stream, I'm going to be talking about the transfer moves, my opinion on it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on live chat. Harry Kane off to Real, he should do it, man. If Harry Kane's got the option to go to Real Madrid, make it happen. I think Daniel Levy will be okay with that as well because he's not sending him to Man United. He's not sending him to Chelsea, Man City, teams like that. You know what I mean? So he's sending him off to Real Madrid. I think it's a good move for both parties. The game is on YouTube. Yeah, I understand. Streamed by BT Sport, so you can watch the trophy lift there. Yeah, see you, and you're right. But the thing is that I want to like pay full attention to the stream, so I don't want to like have it on my device on the side. You know what I mean? And be distracted. But yeah, I appreciate that. All the finals are held on YouTube, which is a good thing, to be fair. It's a good thing. But at the same time, you got to look at it and go, before BT Sport even, or TNT Sports now, even bought the rights to UEFA competitions, right? The games were on ITV anyway, and they were sick, man. Anyone remember ITV Champions League? Those were the days. Unbelievable, man. My earliest Arsenal memory was Arsenal versus Manchester United when Arsenal lost 3-1 and United were in the blue kit and Ronaldo scored a goal from the halfway line, basically, because Almunia is a bum. Anyone remember that game? That was my first ever Arsenal. That's my earliest ever Arsenal memory. I'm 21 years old, man. I remember that game. I cried going to sleep. Some West Ham fans with disgraceful first half, horrible scenes. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Why are you launching the beer cups? This is why in Premier League stadiums you're not allowed to carry beer cups and stuff into the actual into your seat. You just have to have it behind you before you get in, like actually walk towards your seat. And also another thing is when you get water at the Emirates, I'm not sure if it's in the other stadiums, but it is at the Emirates. When you order like bottles of water, they take the lid off. So they give you a cup they give you a bottle without the lid. I was like, can I have my lid back? She was like, no, it's banned. I got my lid back in the end because I think she clearly didn't rate me as a potential threat to launch it on the field. I think because I was in the upper tier as well. But yeah, that's interesting. So they take off bottle caps as well. See on Twitter that Emerson becomes first player to win all 5 UEFA competitions. And big up Emerson as well. I said it earlier on in the stream. Emerson had a brilliant game. Genuinely a brilliant game, man. So good. So good. I have to say, I thought this genuinely. I'm not Emerson's biggest fan. I think he's a suspect left wing back, but he was brilliant today. And first place to win all 5 UEFA competitions. Big up him, man. Big up him for that. Mourinho as well. First manager to win all 5 UEFA competitions, I think, or at least he's won the Europa Conference League, UEFA Europa League, and UEFA Champions League for absolute sure, man. So yeah, big up him for that. And that's the thing, right? I said this about Emerson. Every team needs one Brazilian player, right? When the going gets tough, just give him the ball and let him go on like a headless chicken, just run. You know what I mean? Just every team is just like one Brazilian player that you could just give the ball and just let him go on a little mazy run to just relieve some pressure. And that's what Emerson did at times. He got the ball and he would just go like a headless chicken run. He wouldn't do anything from it. He wasn't going to score a goal or do a Maradona run through the whole team. But it just took some pressure off West Ham. So it was really good in that respect, man. BT Sport's a rip-off. It is, man. England is a joke. Like, genuinely, you have to pay for BT Sport, Sky Sports, Amazon Prime if you want to, man. What's this, bruv? Like, what's this? Just make it one thing, man. I don't get it. Yes. Also, B Sports ripoff. Yeah. 2009 UEFA Champions League semi-final. Exactly. That's the game, Tommy. Second leg. That's my earliest Arsenal memory. My earliest football memory, though, is the 2008 Euros. Unbelievable competition, man. Unbelievable. My mum used to force me to watch United Champions League. Rah, that's crazy, man. What the hell? Yeah. Did she not let you be an Arsenal fan or something? I'm OCD, so asked me to take off the lid. Hell no. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like I have to down it because as soon as I put my drink down, all I need is some idiot to just kick it over. Then my water's gone. And Euros and Super Cup. Oh, there we go. Are you covering the internationals in June? Turkey versus Wales. Yes, I most likely will. I'm going on a holiday towards the end of June, but if I'm not on holiday, I will be covering the internationals. I'm looking forward to that game, man. Obviously, my country, Turkey, against your country, Tommy, Wales. Can't wait for it, man. Can't wait at all. It's going to be hopefully a really, really good game between Turkey and Wales, man. Really, really good game. Come on, Turkey, man. Come on. My nation can't let me down. I want to see my country in a World Cup, man. The last time Turkey won a World Cup was 2002, the year I was born. I didn't see it, obviously, because I was alive, but I was like, what, 2 months old? What am I going to remember in the World Cup? And Turkey made it to the semi-finals. And if it wasn't for a suspect red card against Brazil, we could have won the whole damn competition. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I want to see my country back in the World Cup, man. I want to see that happen. I don't think this is qualifiers, though. I think it might be qualifiers, actually. I hope it is, but who knows? Turkey and Wales will qualify. To be fair, I think Croatia will qualify, to be honest with you. But I'd love to see it, man. Big up Wales, because when they made the World Cup, it was their first time in, I want to say, almost 50 years. I remember this was the one that just finished in Qatar, right? So big up Wales for that, man. And Gareth Bale as well, to score a penalty against, I believe it was USA, to end his Welsh career off as well. Brilliant from him. I think he had a brilliant career at Wales. It's funny how ads now pop up during your live streams. There we go, Jeff. I appreciate it, man. Let's go. Everyone that saw ads, appreciate it, man. I got monetized a couple weeks ago. So if you saw an ad, big up, man. Big up yourself. Ads are now here. I've got super chats, memberships. I'm not doing memberships right now just because I don't want you guys to pay for content during the summer. Like, that makes no sense. But when the season starts again, I will be enabling memberships because I'll be doing member-only streams, including previews and predictions to match weeks and including members on the streams. Do you get what I mean? So like call-in shows and stuff for members. That's my plan for next season. I could enable memberships right now, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want you guys to pay for memberships during the off season when I'm not going to be consistent with content during the summer because it'll mostly just be transfer news, really. Let's be honest about it. But when the season starts back up again, memberships will be available. So yeah, check out that. Those of you that are interested, you've gone big time. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the support on the road to 3,000 subscribers now. 55 years. 64 years. Oh my days, 64 years since Wales were last in the World Cup, man. Big up Wales. They definitely need it, man. Definitely. Utmost credit to Wales, man. Hope they make it again. Where's the thing? The World Cup's going to 48 teams now, right? 48 teams. I don't see why they can't do it again, to be honest. Look, if my country, Turkey, doesn't make the World Cup when there's 48 teams, you actually have to disband the country at that point. Like, don't even make a football team. How is a country of Turkey that's got 90 million people and a football mad population? Don't tell me you know a Turkish person that doesn't like football. It doesn't exist, man. Every single Turkish person I know likes football, and we need to make the World Cup, man. We need to make it. Yeah, just make it happen, man. Make it happen. I want to see it. Next World Cup is in America as well. Can't wait for it. America, Canada, Mexico. Can't wait, man. Hopefully by then I'll have big enough credit on this channel that I get flown out to matches I can vlog them, man. And if it is, it's all down to you guys. That's my aim. So by the 2026 World Cup, I want a company to fly me out to the World Cup in Canada, Mexico, America, man. That is my aim. I'm talking into existence. I've got 4 years, man. 3 years now to make it happen. Buzzing for West Ham. I appreciate joining the stream, Scott. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, me myself as well, man. Look, I know I don't want English teams to normally win European competitions, but I've got no animosity towards West Ham whatsoever. Like, I wouldn't want Chelsea or Tottenham, definitely not Tottenham, or United to win, or Man City on the weekend, for example, to win the Champions League. But when it's West Ham, why not, man? They haven't won it in so long. It's brilliant for their fans. Turkey have had some really good and really bad moments. For example, I think they drew 0-0 San Marino in 1993. Yeah, that's criminal, man. Like, if you draw to San Marino, you might as well lose the game. Like, give the points to San Marino at that point, man. Yeah, we just underperform, man, big time. But yes, a big up to West Ham United. Now let's talk about transfers. Let's talk about first one, Lionel Messi to Inter Miami. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts in the live chat. What is your thoughts on it? This obviously came out of nowhere because we were hearing about Saudi Arabia. We were hearing about Barcelona comeback. And then literally out of nowhere, we get a Lionel Messi to Inter Milan. Out in complete left field, man. Complete left field. So we'll get your guys' thoughts now. I'd love to hear it. Rice signs 5-year contract now, damn lol. I hope so. I hope he signs a new contract at Arsenal. That's the thing. Rice is going. I think he is going, man. And look, it's the right time for him to go, to get a step up in his career. So yeah, I think it was the right thing for him to go, man. And to end his career with a trophy for West Ham, big up him, man. Big up him. The fans will love him for that. and he can leave with no regrets now. He's brought West Ham a trophy, and he can move on to bigger and better things. So I think he's happy from both parties. West Ham fans can't begrudge him, and Rice can move on with his career and can leave behind West Ham saying, look, I ended as your captain, win the European trophy for you. Congratulations. I'm sure West Ham fans will have no like animosity towards Declan Rice. Messi thinking on the 2026 World Cup in America. Look, this is my point, right, guys? Yeah, I have bought stock. Like, obviously, it doesn't exist, but hypothetically, I've got stock in America. United States men's national team is going to do bits. It's going to do unbelievable. I'm telling you guys, yeah. I've got a lot of faith in America. And I said this from early. My friends know this, man, because I was bigging up America before this World Cup even started, the Qatar World Cup. America has got the facilities, it's got the athletes, it's got the population to dominate any sport they want. Any sport they want. The problem is they don't care about football. They don't. They'd rather play American football, basketball, hockey, baseball, you name it, man. They don't care about soccer, as they call it, soccer, football, as we call it, right? But if they ever took football seriously, they would be dangerous team, man. Dangerous team or dangerous country. I've seen clips, right, of under sixes in America played the most tiki-taka football I've ever seen in my life. And I'm sitting there thinking, is this America? Like, is this American Donnies kicking ball like this? So it just goes to show, man. Now, Messi making this move is brilliant for America because it's going to increase the interest in football in America. And once the American population buys into football, which I think they will do, because the last World Cup was 1994, I believe, in America. I want to say it was either 1994 or 1998. One of those two World Cups, someone will tell me in the live chat, I'm sure, was in America. And that kind of planted the seed for America to get interested in soccer because there was no real interest before that. And now, 20 or 30 years later, they put the World Cup again in America. And they timed it perfectly, by the way. Absolutely perfectly. Because that, as I said, that planted the seed. And now, by the time you get to the 2026 World Cup, you have the first American Golden Boy generation. I know you got Landon Donovan days, Clint Dempsey days, but I'm talking the ones past that, the Weston McKennies, the Tyler Adams, etc. They will reach their prime by the time we get to 2026 World Cup. Plus, you have other players like Balogun, for example, who will be really good by then. And if America make a run in the World Cup in 2026 in their home country, let's say the quarterfinals or semis, the fans will galvanize behind that, man. The country will galvanize behind it. Messi in the MLS, you will have American fans tuning in because they've heard of Messi. They know, oh, that's Messi. Like, that's Lionel Messi, man. We got to watch it because it's got Messi, man. You know what I mean? Like, they'll watch it for him. So it's a brilliant move for America. It's worth every penny bringing Messi in. Worth every penny. For Messi himself, I get it. Like, apparently I've heard some talks about how he gets some shares with Apple involved or some crazy shares into Miami, even some kind of Adidas deal or something, as if the man needs any more money, to be completely honest. So I get it. I do get it, man. But I think Messi personally had one more year in him, to be honest with you guys, or a couple more years at least. But the thing with Messi is, right, he's my GOAT. He's won everything. He's won the World Cup. He's won the Champions League. He's won La Liga countless times. What more does he need to prove? Nothing. So he's going to have an easy life now. And you can't begrudge him, man. You can't begrudge him. So, yeah, Messi, I hope you have fun in MLS. I won't be watching MLS because of you, because I ain't got the time to. It's early in the morning. But American fans, you're creating a new market, man. You're creating a new market in America. America is growing their influence, man. It's growing. He goes into Miami to end his career. Yeah, basically. I mean, it's either that or Saudi Arabia. Here's another thing. Saudi Arabia, right? This is something. I was talking to my friends about this today. Saudi Arabia, the three most paid players in world football now are Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, and N'Golo Kante. And that is by a country mile, by the way. Country mile, the three most paid players in the world. And they're all in the Saudi Arabian League. So this is the thing, right? The Saudi Arabian League is getting players in, man. They're getting these old heads in and they're trying to boost the league. They've got money to burn, clearly. They don't need. The thing is they're giving too much money. Like, Kante's not worth 100 million, man. I feel like didn't what's it called? Jude Bellingham signed his contract for 10 million a year or something crazy like that. And you got Kante signed a contract for 100 million a year. Benzema for 130 or something. It's crazy, man. It's crazy the money you're giving these people. You can't turn that money down. Like, that is generational wealth you're talking about. Like, your grandkids can live off that. That's how crazy it is, man. Do you get what I mean? So, look, Saudi Arabia going up in the world as well. It's got to a point where genuinely any player, I'm not even going to bother saying, oh, they're going to go to this club. I'm going to say they're going to go to this club, or Saudi Arabia. That's what I'm going to say from now on. Even Zaha potentially going to Saudi Arabia. Crazy, man. Crazy. Do you think it's possible Inter Miami might loan him to Barca? I don't think so, man. Maybe. I don't rule anything out in football. I don't think so. Look, Messi spoke about Barca. He said that it was too much of a risk for him at this time. the way Barca is with the whole FFP, the way it ended there. So he didn't want to take that risk, to be honest. And I don't blame him, man. He doesn't. What does he need to go back to Barcelona for? His legacy is complete at Barcelona. He's their greatest ever player. He doesn't need to go back to Barcelona. Anything he goes back to Barcelona now will ruin his legacy more than it is adding to his legacy. Do you get what I mean? So Barcelona's doing fine. They've got a young squad. They've taken their time to adapt without Messi. You don't want to bring him back now, man. He's the greatest ever player, but come on. Didn't want to go back to Barcelona. Yeah, exactly. He's moving forward as the end is near. Yeah, he knows, man. He knows. Messi gets shares in Inter Miami, Apple shares, and Adidas shares. There we go. Exactly, man. It's changing those. Soccer is creeping up. Exactly. I believe it's overtaken hockey. I might be wrong, but in the rankings, obviously, it will never, ever, ever overtake American football. Never. Not in a million years. Not even basketball. Those two sports are too elite in America. It's got too much of a following. It's overtaken hockey, I believe. Ice hockey, I say. I think it will overtake baseball in my lifetime. I think in the near to future, I think in the next 20 years or so, it will go American football, basketball, football/soccer, then baseball, then ice hockey. That's how I think it will go personally, because it is growing. It is growing. And the thing about football is, right, it's so accessible. Because before it would be mostly soccer would be mostly played from the immigrant families in America, like the Mexicans, etc. But now you've actually got American-born people wanting to play soccer. Not just growing up and going, I want to be an NFL player, I want to be an NBA player, I want to be an MLB player, an NHL player. They actually go, I want to be a soccer player, I want to play in MLS, I want to go and play in Europe. Do you get what I mean? So that's good. And the main thing is, right, if you see players in your league, like a Messi in your league, that can inspire you, man. Like, everyone knows, if you grew up in England, right, you grew up in a Premier League player you idolize watching. Do you get what I mean? So it's going to be a similar thing for kids growing up now, seeing Messi in the MLS. Even though his best days are past him, Messi will still do crazy things on the pitch, man. The football camps are expensive. They are. But America's got the facilities, man. They've got the facilities. Like, I feel sorry for countries like in like poor countries where everyone wants to play football in those countries, all the kids, man, but they just haven't got the facilities. They're playing football with water bottles. And for goals, they've got like coats and stuff. Like, they just chucked some coats on the floor, or they got bamboo stuck in the ground. Do you get what I mean? Whereas when you go to America, the facilities are there. Bliss, perfection. AstroTurf, absolute perfection. You got goals, perfect size, man. Steel framed goals. Nets, beautiful nets, man. Not a hole in them. And no one's playing football. Like, you take some kids from the poorest parts of Senegal to that pitch, and they're rubbing their eyes. They think they're in heaven. Oh my God, we've got a proper football pitch. I don't have to play on this, like, you know what I mean? So they've got the facilities there. They just need the interest. And to be fair, it's harder to generate facilities than it is interest. Do you get what I mean? Like, the interest can come over time. So then you compare to the kids in Brazil, like in the favelas, man, playing football. And like I said, I don't begrudge that one bit. I think the actual coming from that favela football lifestyle probably molds them into the player they are today. The likes of the Gabriel Martinellis, the Neymars, etc., builds them into those type of players, and they wouldn't wish any other journey. But at the same time, right, nothing beats a proper football pitch. Nothing beats that one bit. So yeah, if they have the interest, I'm telling you, they're going to be there, man. I did that. Messi's getting a piece of the Apple broadcast contract as part of the deal. I heard that as well. Baseball in decline, etc. It is a little bit, man. Major League Baseball in decline in the USA. 94. There we go. 94 World Cup. I knew it was either 94 or 98. Roberto Baggio missed the penalty. Yeah, I remember. Well, I don't remember obviously live, but I remember seeing the replays. 1994 World Cup is my first memories of football. Awful final. Well, I don't remember it personally, obviously, because I wasn't alive then. But yeah, 94 World Cup, man. Oh, brilliant. Evania, appreciate you on the stream. Credo un inglés. What does that mean? I have no clue, man. Credo inglés. I can Google Translate if you want. Credo inglés. Google Translate. I wish I could speak other languages, man. I genuinely wish I could. Nothing's coming up on Google Translate for Credo inglés. I don't have a clue what that's saying, man. Credo inglés. I believe it's from Portuguese. I believe in English. Yeah, I can't lie. I believe in Englishman. Oh, there we go. I believe in Englishman. I appreciate it. Avania. Hope you're doing well. It's possible he gets a loan in the off-season to Barcelona. It seems to be normal MLS. Yes, that might work, Scott. That might work. Because I remember Thierry Henry at one point coming back to Arsenal, right? When he was at Red Bull. He was at New York Red Bull, right? He came to Arsenal for 2 months. So that could happen potentially. You're right. That's why all the good players come to Europe. Exactly. It's free to join. Europe will always be the best continent of football. I agree 100%, man.
I used to do streams on women's football, more specifically the Women's World Cup. I could do the things I'm working during the summer, so I'm not sure how if I'll have the time to. But maybe, man, why not? Women's football is growing for sure. Yes, it's all commercial rights and Imagine rights. Al Ahly of Egypt have won the most trophies of any club, though. Oh, well, there we go. There we go, man. You learn something new every day. I never knew that. Image copyright. Maybe Messi thought it was Inter Milan. Maybe, well, that was yeah, maybe he did, man. Maybe he thought it was going to Inter Milan. You could tend his legacy, never go back to an old girlfriend. Lol. Exactly, man. Exactly. Exactly. That was funny, man. He thought it was Inter Milan. Ice hockey is boring. I'm not interested, not personally because I find it boring. I just never got into it, to be fair, personally. I just never got, I never really watched it. I know ice hockey you're allowed to fight in that, and I like UFC and I like boxing, so maybe I like ice hockey, man. UFC is a bad boy sport. It's so good, man. Women's soccer is more popular. It's growing. It's growing for an absolute sure, man. It's growing. American national team has always been good anyway. Imagine they took it seriously. England have never beaten them in 3 World Cups over 70 years. Let that sink in. Exactly, Tommy. Look, you're right. If America took football seriously, they would win the World Cup, genuinely. I think America will be the first non-heritage country to win the World Cup. And when I say non-heritage country, I mean a non-Brazil, Argentina, Portugal, England, even like a Netherlands. Do you know what I mean? Like that. I know Netherlands never won the World Cup, but they're a heritage country. Do you know what I mean? I think they're going to be the first like country of that ilk to win the World Cup, America. Because, bro, that country produces athletes, man. Like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady. Like, these are athletes, man. Like, athletes. So I don't see why they can't. Brazil, Africa. Exactly, Malia. Women's national team is more popular in US than men's because they actually win things. For the professional leagues, men's league much more popular than women's. This is the thing. I feel like America, they're too much on the success story rather than the actual journey. I think if the men's team were winning the world, were the best team, I think that they'd have more of an interest. I think because the men's team is terrible, like the USMNT, they don't bother. Well, it's because the women's team's actually good. They're all in on the women's team. Do you get what I mean? Problems with women's football is networks refuse to give them big money for TV rights. You're right. There was something going on with that. I haven't read up enough about it, so I don't want to comment in case I say something wrong. But there was something about the women's football rights, and it got a little bit ugly between FIFA and women's football. I don't know enough about it, but yeah, it's something techie is going on. English is England. Yeah. England's like that English, right? English. 2011 last time. Women's football is boring. Now, Malia, you're a lady, so you're allowed to say this. If I say this, I might get cancelled, so I'm not going to say this, to be completely honest with you. Look, I prefer men's football, but I don't begrudge women's football one bit, man. If women have an opportunity to play football, I 100%, man, 100%. I give them let them have the opportunity to. Women's football has a nice atmosphere. It does, to be fair. I'll give them that. It is. Dennis, imagine India and China took it seriously. See, this is the thing, Tommy. I hear you because you're saying that because their population, right? They've got over 1 billion people. But that's different because India and China don't have the facilities that America does. India and China is still, they're not poor countries, obviously they're not, but the general population isn't rich. Apart from the cities like Shanghai and Beijing, or New Delhi and Mumbai, and even Mumbai's got slums in there. They're not rich countries, India and China. Whereas America's a rich country. Like it's got rich people in it. It can build football facilities. India and China isn't the same. China's just powers. I don't think they will clean up in the Olympics, but in terms of the actual sport themselves, what is China's national sport? I don't even know what it is, man. Like, what is their national game? I don't have a clue. India obviously is cricket. That's their number one thing. India always be cricket. Exactly. Yeah. It's born and bred cricket. It's heritage for them. Equal pay. I mean, I don't. You shouldn't give me. I don't think it's right to have equal pay for footballers because they don't generate as much money as the men's game. But look, if the game progresses, why not keep increasing their pay, man? 100%. What is China's national game? Table tennis, probably, man. I'll search out what is China's national sport. It's table tennis. That's funny, man. It actually is table tennis. Oh my days! For a population of 1.65 billion, 1.4 billion, their national sport is table tennis. That is crazy, man. A sport between two people. That is crazy, man. Big up ping pong, though. What a game that is. It's more family-oriented women's football. Yeah, it is, man. It is. It's got a nice atmosphere to it. It's less. I think because I don't want to. Look, this might sound harsh, but I think people care a bit less about the result in women's football. They care more about like the game itself. Whereas in men's football, right, you could watch a sick game like a 5-4, but if your team loses, you're going home grumpy. Do you get what I mean? You're going home grumpy. But if I watch the Arsenal women's team, for example, I'd rather the game finish like 6-5 to the other team than it finish 1-0 Arsenal women's team. Do you get what I mean? So I want to watch a good game. That's just my thoughts on it personally. Yes, absolutely. US would go crazy for US men's team if they were successful. Americans care about winners more than any particular sport. Exactly. Table tennis. Well, there we go. Sadly, you cannot give equal pay when they get beaten by 12-year-old lads. And this is no hate as I enjoy women's football. And apparently the Wrexham team beat them 12-0. Apparently. I didn't read up on it, but I just heard. Apparently. One thing I will say about women's football, there's a lot less diving techie fouls. So it's good to watch in that sense. I get you, C1. I get you. Yes, that's right. Agreed, C1. Yeah, I hear you. And look, it's going up in the world. No one can deny it, man. The quality is increasing bit by bit. I'm gonna end by also talking about the Bellingham deal. Bellingham to Real Madrid. I guess what Moyes said, and it was coming. The price tag was less than I expected, much less than I expected, to be fair, because I thought it was going to be at least 100 million, but 88 apparently is what's agreed upon, plus potential add-ons based on how Real Madrid perform. It was nice to see them bringing Bellingham. Obviously, Liverpool fans are upset, but they were never really in the running from about like four weeks ago or so. They were ruled out by Fabrizio Romano. Liverpool got McAllister over the line. I already released a video on him on this channel. So yeah, that was a good move for them anyway. So they'll be happy with that. And Real Madrid get their man in Bellingham. If they can get Harry Kane as well, what a brilliant transfer window it is for them, especially to be able to replace Karim Benzema for absolute sure. Wrexham links to everyone. Yeah, that's the way, man. That's the way. That was retired. It was retired Wrexham players. Even worse, man. Even worse. It was retired Wrexham players. Was it retired women's players as well? Because if it was, that's better at least. That's better. Should Bellingham go to La Liga? Don't want him getting any racist chance. See, that's the thing. Yeah, the racist thing I get. I get what you're saying, but you can't turn down Real Madrid to Barcelona. Like I said earlier on when I spoke about the Gundogan video, right? I said Gundogan's got an option to go to Barcelona, and every player dreams in their career of going to either Barcelona or Real Madrid. No matter how bad La Liga is, no matter how bad those teams are doing, every player at one point in their life dreams of Real Madrid or Barcelona. And if you got the opportunity to go, man. Go. You can't postpone and go, I'll go in 2 years' time. Real Madrid might not want you in 2 years' time. Barcelona might not want you in 2 years' time. Go now, man. I would love to go to Real Madrid. I'd love it. For me, if I could play at Arsenal and Real Madrid in my career, I'd be happy, man. I'd be happy. I don't care any other club. Just Arsenal and Real Madrid. I can say I played for Real Madrid, Los Blancos, and I can play for my club, Arsenal. I'd be happy. Do you get what I mean? So he can go to Real Madrid now. He's still a young player. Spend a few seasons there, and then hopefully come to the Premier League afterwards, man. I think that's what Bellingham's thinking. That was not real football. It was a small field special rules. It was former Wrexham and junior players against former US. Okay, yes, it was more of a joke thing, to be honest. 7 aside. Kane and Bellingham, English players for Real Madrid. I mean, we've seen it before with David Beckham, for example. Do you get what I mean? So it can happen. It's rare you see English players go abroad, but yeah, it can happen. I mean, if you want to stretch out and say British players, you can even see say Gareth Bale coming from Wales has gone to Real Madrid. So it can happen, man. Players from Britain going over to Real Madrid. It happens from time to time. West Ham and Wolves also had teams in that tournament. Oh, well, crazy. Bale made legacy there from Tottenham. Take note, Kane. This is the thing, though. Real Madrid can backfire for certain players. Look at Eden Hazard. He was one of the best players in the Premier League. He goes to Real Madrid and he stunk it, man. Like one of the most failed transfers of all time. So it can go very, very badly. Do you get what I mean? So who knows, man? Who knows? West Ham. Gary Lineker to Barcelona. Exactly. You're right. Osuroji. I hope I pronounced that right, my friend. Osuroji Solomon. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you on the stream. Rice the Gunner, I believe he'll sign up for Arsenal. Yes, please, my friend. Yes, please, man. Bring Declan Rice to my club, Arsenal. I want to see it. Tomorrow, let's get on the phone to my man and say, Deckers, we gave you your time. You enjoyed it. You brought a trophy to your club, West Ham. Come over to Arsenal. Put the money on the table. Say, bring the man over. I think he's coming to Arsenal personally, man. I think between Arsenal and Bayern Munich, I think he would go to Arsenal, to be honest with you guys. But who knows, man? I'm not the player. Who knows? Steve McManaman to Real Madrid. Yeah. And Owen Hargreaves as well has gone abroad. Bayern Munich. Yes, Owen Hargreaves, Bayern Munich. There we go. There we go. Steve McManaman's a crap commentator, by the way. Can we agree upon that? Steve McManaman in comms is terrible, man. It makes me want to turn off the TV. To be completely honest with you guys, man. To be honest with you guys. Gaza to Lazio, Gasco, and yeah. Big up, man. Big up all the English players that have gone abroad back in the day. I don't see as much nowadays. Oh, but to be fair, even Tammy Abraham, Chris Smalling. So it's happening more and more. More and more it is happening, man. But yeah, I'm going to start to wrap up the stream now, to be honest, guys. My next stream, though, on Saturday, you don't want to miss it. The Champions League Final. Inter Milan, come on, against Man City. Stream will start as soon as the game is finished. 10 p.m. if the game ends in normal time. If, for whatever reason, Man City don't wrap it up in 90 minutes and it goes to extra time and penalties, it will start as soon as that's done. Bring all your questions, bring all your thoughts. That'll be my final stream for this season. I might do streams for internationals, maybe, but don't count on it. Don't count on it for absolutely sure. Check out my Twitter if you want to know my thoughts during games, and my Instagram as well. They're both in the description. But yeah, I thought Rice came from Chelsea Academy, so I'm not sure about him being a gunner. Well, as in like, I get what you're saying. I think he's just saying that he's going to become a gunner. He's going to become an Arsenal player. I always thought Declan Rice would be destined to go to Chelsea, to be honest. Like every season I thought he was going to go to Chelsea, but now he's gone to, what's it called? He looks like he's going to Arsenal. It seems like the perfect times when Chelsea's had their collapse and Arsenal have gone up on the rise. Do you know what I mean? It's just funny how life works sometimes, man. Because if it was any other season, genuinely, if it was any of the past 4 or 5 seasons, Declan Rice would have gone to Chelsea instead of Arsenal. Any of the past 4 or 5 seasons. But on the one season where his contract's about to run out and West Ham are willing to let him go, is a season where Arsenal in a good position and Chelsea in a crap position. So it's just funny how life works sometimes. Mr. Arsenal, I appreciate you joining the stream, my friend. But yeah, to wrap it up, West Ham have won the Europa Conference League. Big up to them for that, man. Congratulations. Their first European trophy in a long, I think ever their first European trophy, and their first actual trophy in so long. I appreciate everyone joining the stream. As always, those of you new around, make sure you subscribe. My road to 3,000 subscribers. The growth recently on this channel has been absolutely amazing. I literally hit 2,000 subscribers a week ago, and we're already gained over 150 since then, which has been absolutely brilliant. The transfer video is doing so well. Make sure you like down below so the video goes out to more people. If you're watching this now, stop becoming a stream and is now a video. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on West Ham win the Conference League. How do you rate their season out of 10? I've been wonderful. I appreciate you all for tuning into the stream as always. Hope to see you all on Saturday for the final stream of the season between Inter Milan and Man City. I've been wonderful. I hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.